Alright, BSG bring you another Grand Cross video. Welcome back to the channel. So, I did mention this in my previous video that I would go over Meliodas and King. I think these two units by far are probably the most similar in terms of design. I think that they are actually pretty similar. They do pretty much the same thing, except the main difference between the two is he makes a shield, right? And he doesn't increase allies' attack, but he increases allies or decreases allies damage taken. He decreases allies damage taken as well. So I don't know. They're pretty similar, right? They're actually really similar in terms of build. But here's the thing with these two. I think that these two are gonna be the basis for festival units going on, and I did mention that in my other video as well. That I think these two are actually gonna be the basis of every festival unit. Maybe except those who try to counter, or if there's like gimmicky festival units. But besides that, I think they are gonna be basis of festival units moving forward. I think they introduced the power creep for the new age of festival units, and when I say new age, I mainly mean like units in 2022, festival units in 2022, right? Because if we look back, Meliodas, when did Meliodas release for JP? Let's look at JP. When did he release for JP? I think Meliodas actually released for JP in 2019. I think that's when he first released, right? 2019, yeah. So he released in 2019 for JP. So he is actually gonna go. Where is he? I can't find him. Let's see. He should be somewhere. I actually can't find Meliodas. What? Where the hell? Or did he release in 20? Okay, he released in 2020. Okay, all right. So he released in 2020 for JP, right? And JP he released in 2020. So he is going on. Wow, he's going on 2 years old. Okay, Meliodas is actually going on 2 years old in 2 months. Okay, so wow. Okay, I actually thought he released in 2019. I don't know why. Anyway, so he released in 2020 of March. So in 2 months he'll be 2 years old, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, so Meliodas is the first festival unit. Now let's look at Meliodas, for example, right? So when Meliodas came out, he was invincible. We all know he was crazy. When is Lost Fiend coming to global, right? We all know he was crazy. But moving forward, they broke away from Meliodas because he was so powerful. And the one unit that really cucked him was Elizabeth. But at the same time, you could run Elizabeth on the team, right? You could run Elizabeth with this Meliodas, and they were the most unstoppable power couple in the game. Like it was disgusting. Like it was actually crazy. And it wasn't until wow, it wasn't until this behemoth of a unit existed, the one Escanor. It wasn't until Escanor came out that Meliodas, not only did Meliodas die from the first attack, pretty much, right? He legitimately made Elizabeth, like her revive, he kind of made it just irrelevant with his death damage. Like, yeah, Escanor was cracked, bro. I don't really think he's cracked anymore. I think honestly he has died down. I'm not really scared when I see Escanor anymore. Like I'm actually like, it's okay. He could kill me, but you know, the chances of him like one-shotting me nowadays not that crazy unless he's like completely built up. But yeah, you can definitely tell my man's Escanor has aged. 50% crit chance. You know, with Gother obviously, but Gother's age 2 in terms of stats. You know, he's getting an 18% buff from his passive. He also gets something from Merlin if you run Merlin. So he's not, you know, the worst, but he definitely has age because now a lot of units are getting a crit resistance, right? So do keep that in mind. But yeah, Meliodas was the first of the, you know, festival units to release, and look what they gave him 2 attack skill. What? 2 straight raw damage attack skills. Now does it look familiar? Does it seem familiar what they're doing? I don't know. Right? 2 attack skills. 2 attack skills. Kusak. 2 attack skills. Escanor. 2 attack skills. You see what I'm saying? Every so often we get units that just have 2 attack skills as festival units, and Lost Fiend, again, you know, he got countered, but they pretty much based the rest of the festival units around Lost Vein. They literally based them around, oh, well, what are we going to do to counter Lost Vein's craziness? We're going to introduce a unit that has a barrier that takes out, that pretty much makes every freaking attack skill in the game ineffective, unless it's a straight raw dog and, you know, skill, right? Like Escanor's second skill here is straight raw dog. So Elizabeth's shield is pretty much irrelevant, right? But we're going to make a shield that, you know, makes everything irrelevant. Then we're gonna have a revive, so then just in case Meliodas tries to blow you out with his ult. Then what did they do for Elizabeth? Oh, for Elizabeth and Lost Vein, we're gonna introduce Small Wings King. He flopped. Okay, let's just bring out the behemoth himself, Escanor, right? Let's just bring out Escanor. You know, let's screw it. Let's just bring out one of the strongest, craziest units in the game, right? What did it do for Escanor? Oh, I know. Let's introduce Merlin, right? You see what I'm saying? There's a pattern to this. There's a pattern to these damn units, and these two are no exceptions. Now, they're really similar, like I was saying, because King makes a shield. That's the only difference, is pretty much King makes a shield and he's also increasing damage, whereas Lost Vein, or Trader Meliodas, right, he doesn't make a shield and he doesn't increase allies attack. What he does though is he decreases their damage taken up to 40% when they use when two or more single target skills, right, are used. King only does that by where is that? And he does it by 100, but it's only with the shield, and you can break the shield if he doesn't do a lot of damage. Now Meliodas just does it without the shield regardless. So yeah, they're really similar units, and he has a single target amplify. King has an AoE power strike. He has a AoE pierce. King has an AoE sever, and then both of their ults are AoEs as well that pretty much remove buffs from the enemies. Like, yeah, they're really like, when I say they're really similar, they're really similar. All right, sorry, I had to cut there because my dog was having a nightmare, so I had to get him out of that real quick. But yeah, you could make the case that they're both actually, you know, number one, or one is better than the other. If you asked me, I don't know. I feel like Trader Melly might be better, but King is really good in everything. Like, he is actually good in everything. I'm not even kidding. Whether it's PvP or PvE, or PvP right now, right? PvE, he dominates, man. And then Meliodas, he's good in PvE for sure. But he only has one AoE, and it's Pierce. And if you're not building him with Pierce, I don't know how helpful that card's going to be. You also pretty much do need to rely on the fact that all your allies have to have one or more single target attack skills. I think that's one thing that, you know, sets him back. So you could say King's better than him in that regard, but I think Melly might be better because he doesn't have a type, right? Well, technically right now, he doesn't really have a typing that's bad. He's neutral on everything. He is literally neutral on everything. So you could make the case like that. You can make a case that Trader Meliodas just existing increases all allies damage by 10%, right? Just from him existing, right? You can make the case for that. You can make a case that, you know, his substats are pretty good. I think this could have been like 3 or something. Regeneration is pretty important in terms of like regaining HP for the next turn, but I don't think it matters for him because he has pretty good lifesteal at 10%. Then he can just increase it because he is increasing all his stats, by the way, right? He is increasing all his stats, so you can make the case that his substat, no matter what, his substats are always going to be better than King's, no matter what, legitimately, because King doesn't do that. King does not increase all his substats. King has really good substats. I won't lie, right? Same thing as, you know, Trader Meliodas has 10%, right? But the thing about him is that he's no matter what, he's always gonna have better stats than King. Because why? He at the bare minimum will at least increase it by 6% because he himself has a single target skill, right? So him alone will give him an edge over King, like just right there. So he will always have better substats than King, and you can get his like crit defense up to, what is this, 30%? Yeah. It can literally go up to 90% crit defense, 100% crit resistance. You see what I'm saying? Like, the crit resistance nowadays on units is crazy, and Meliodas is no exception. But they are really similar units. And again, the reason why I have these old units up is to just, I guess I didn't really need Kusak, but the reason why I have these old units up in the first place is, you know, to show that Meliodas was the stepping stone for, you know, DPS festival units. Then, right, Escanor happened, and Escanor became the stepping stone because everyone wanted to be like Escanor. You got Merlin, who increases her attack related stats, which a lot of people I think forget about. I forget about that too, low key, but Merlin does increase her attack related stats. You got to remember that as well, right? Bond literally deals more damage the more HP he has. So he was the basis around DPSs as well, right? DPS festival units. Again, unless they're quirky, gimmicky, like Festival Gother, Elizabeth, who's another one? I guess you could say Margaret, right? Unless they're gimmicky like that, like this is DPS, right? This is DPS, pure DPS. These units, even Kusak, which I think he is gonna be a really good unit for Meliodas, by the way. Even Kusak, right? Even Kusak is a DPS that has a lot of potential. He's strong, man. He is strong. So these two are really similar. I don't know who I would put over the other. I would would I say King? Maybe. I might say I could say King, because King makes a shield that decreases damage taken by 100%. He increases allies damage, decreases the damage dealt. Like, he does a lot of stuff, man. He does a lot of stuff. And so does Meliodas, right? Meliodas does a lot of stuff, but most of it is for himself. Most of the stuff that he does that's crazy is just for himself. His AoE is really good because he removes buffs and stances, so that's good. That is actually really strong. But the thing about Meliodas is that he is not removing debuffs, right? He doesn't remove debuffs like King does. King can actually remove debuffs. So I would say, yeah, King probably is better. King probably, and I'm not saying like damage wise or anything like that. I'm just saying King is better overall because of the stuff that he does and the things that he can do. And he can just be ran anywhere because he has two, AoE attacks. Like he's good. He's good. But let me know what you guys think down below. I just made this video because I thought it was fun to talk about the festival units and what we could see coming forward in 2022 with these two units being the basis of festival units and how everything's going to revolve around them. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. But thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you guys already know, I will see you all next time.